Hello again, everyone. This is Rudolph Wilkins with Forgotten Fitness. Today I will be discussing with you a book I love so much, I'm reading it for like the third time, and that is Building the Classic Physique the Natural Way by Steve Reeves. This book is unbelievable. It's a masterpiece. Steve essentially goes through how he built his classic physique the natural way, drug-free, using hard training, proper diet and nutrition, and tips and tricks he learned along the way from early pioneers. It was published in 1995, and it is absolutely chock full of these gorgeous black and white photos. See the acknowledgement there? Look at this one. Just an unbelievable photo of Steve. Now, I'm not going to show you this entire book, but like I like to do in these book reviews, I'm going to give you a synopsis over the sections of the book and explain to you why you may want to purchase it. So, the first part is essentially his biography. He explains his early life and what got him into weight training, and through high school, how he developed his body, and additionally, when he had to join the military because he's a war veteran in World War II. A lot of people don't know that, but he was a combat veteran, and he goes over that and how he maintained his physique. It's a really interesting story. I think I've said it on my Instagram once before, but I'll leave that up to you if you're interested in this book to read it yourself. The next part is the science of bodybuilding. He explains how it's very simple to train, and a lot of people, they tend to overthink it. And he does it in a very systematic way, his training, where he trains legs at the very end because he doesn't want to fatigue his body to a point where he's not able to train the rest of it. It's very interesting. In a way, it's counterintuitive to what you may think, because a lot of Silver Era trainers and bodybuilders at the time were preaching the importance of training the legs in the beginning. But Steve was a little different, and that's okay. I think you can learn a lot from all these guys. He explains what is a classic physique, how to build it, the Grecian ideal, which is something that Eugene Sandow actually came up with, which is this proportional measurement to build the body in proportion with itself. So you don't build one thing out of proportion. And that's how you get this very statuesque look. And that's something Vince Gironda employed as well. Part 3 is the additional training considerations. I forgot to mention, in Part 2, you also get training programs, the Classic Physique program, and different individual body parts about how to sculpt them. So you get that in the additional training considerations. He explains different programs and different systems he has in place for different athletes. So if you're older, circuit training for executives who don't have a lot of time, the pyramid system, high intensity training. And then this fourth section is a question and answer. So he pretty much goes over different questions that these interviewers had for him, as well as his handwritten championship workout, his favorite bodybuilding exercises, which are actually laid out, and there's pictures for those, and they're very nicely illustrated. And this is a very cool story, the search for bodybuilding's holy grail, which is Steve Reeves' original garage workout when he was a kid. And it actually survived in that garage. It had been painted over multiple times, and they found it. And it's unbelievable. It's very interesting. And there's actually a couple photos of it, but I'm just going to show you a couple different pages. This is him power walking, keeping fit. This whole section is on power walking, how he developed that. It was a low impact cardio method that worked for him. That's an older Steve Reeves. Let's see. Amazing photos of him at various competitions. This is at the 47 Mr. America and the 1948 Mr. World in France. There's an interesting story to that competition as well. There's his training schedule that he employs. Also control. Very nice photos. And it's just a very easy book to read. It's not so dense where you get to it. And here we go. Here's his workout. And I'm not going to show this whole thing because I don't want to give the whole thing away, but you can see how it's laid out with the illustration, the explanation, the reps, sets. He also explains the cadence you want to take and the body position, and it's just amazing. There's more glorious photos. And there is the Steve Reeves proportion chart, which is the Grecian ideal, essentially. And like I said, that was Eugene Sandow came up with that, and it was perpetuated by Charles Atlas and then Steve Reeves in the 40s. And he goes over that in that little section. There's the proportions right there. I mean, he literally looks like a god, like he's carved out of stone. To me, that is just the perfect, and it says it right there, perfection in the clouds. That's the name of the photo, and it's the truth. Everything is in proportion with itself. He's not overly developed in one aspect or another, and he looks extremely statuesque, how a man should look. See that full head of hair? I mean, this is just the pinnacle of health. To go beyond this, I think, is a disgrace for your own body. It's unnecessary, and it's not what we're intended to look like. That's during a movie role as Hercules. Yep, as Hercules right there. And as you can see, just amazing photos. Like I mentioned, a very, very easy book to read, because after you have this large section of text, it's always interjected with a couple of photos to keep you interested by graduation. That's a high schooler right there. High school Steve Reeves. Unbelievable. Looks better than most adults now. Look at his proportions. And it's very interesting when I learned he didn't lift that much weight at this time. He was not pressing a lot of weight. I don't even think over 100 pounds at this time. And look at the development he had. Obviously you can tell his genetics were, he was predisposed to building an amazing body. But the moral of that is it really doesn't take a lot of poundage to get that kind of development. It's all about proper form and technique. And there you can see it. The first workout schedule. Look at the weight. Only thing that's 100 pounds is his squat. Everything else is under 100 pounds. Unbelievable. And there's him as a baby. But anyways, this is an absolutely fantastic book. One of the best books ever written. Extremely easy to read. And it can be purchased at Steve Reeves' website. And I think the softcover book is about $30 or $40. The hardcover copy is a little bit more. This is an older copy. This one is from around 1995, I think. You can see it has a little bit of wear and tear, but I've read through this book multiple times. It is just amazing. It is amazing. It's really a masterpiece. One of the best books ever written, I think. One of the best. There's his nutrition section, and you can also get the Steve Reeves shake is in this section. Let me find it. On protein powder, and there it is, the Steve Reeves power drink. I may do a video on that. Everybody knows the recipe though. This is known knowledge, but man, is it a good shake. It really is delicious. Everything from top to bottom, it just works out perfectly. It's a wonderful shake. I drink that actually once a day. No matter what workout routine I'm following, I always drink that shake because it just tastes so good. That orange juice really makes it. And I'm not lactose intolerant. I drink quite a lot of milk, but there have been quite a few studies done, and the Golden Era Bookworm actually recently published a video explaining how the acidic juices, such as pineapple juice and orange juice, are actually very beneficial in the digestion of protein. So that comes with the eggs and the high protein powder. So that is very beneficial. All that really works together, and it's a delicious shake, and I would highly recommend it. Losing body fat. But that's pretty much it. And there's the depictions of the exercises themselves, beautifully illustrated and explained. Just a wonderful book. And like I mentioned, I think this is one of the greatest bodybuilding books ever written. If you're a natural athlete, you can't do much better. Even if you're enhanced, I think you can get a lot out of this. Me being a natural athlete, I very much idolize Steve Reeves and his methods and his ways, his diet. And I really think if you're looking to build that classic physique with the Grecian ideals, the proportions in check, you can't do better than buying this book. So I'd give this 2 thumbs up, and I would definitely recommend it. And until next time, this is Forgotten Fitness signing out. Bye-bye. And that concludes this video. If you're interested in any more golden or silver bodybuilding content, check out my Instagram at officialforgottenfitness, and also consider supporting Vince's original nutrition company, NSP Nutrition. They make some of the best merchandise, supplements, and books on the market. You can use my code VINCE10 at checkout for an additional 10% off your purchase. And until next time, this is Forgotten Fitness signing out. Bye-bye.